Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Bass Tool, and as we kind of continue the journey into these stubby screwdrivers, especially the ratcheting ones, let's take a closer look at this LENOX. It's an inexpensive screwdriver made in Taiwan. It does have a decent feel in the hand. It's got bit storage in the back. I'm going to go into that in a sec. And then it's got some odd things up front. So it just begs the question, first of all, why can't any of the companies just get it right? They all seem to have something that's off about them. And the second thing is this, at first I thought this was, not really that good. But then, you know what this would be good for is making a dedicated screwdriver. A screwdriver for one job, and you use it for that job. That's where this thing shines. But let's start, boy, either end, they're both a mess. Okay, we'll start at the bit carousel side. So it uses this mild turn, I don't know what that is, 1/8 of a turn, and then there's this plastic and metal bit carousel. And I noticed there was a screw down in there. There's a light it up for you because this is a great spotlight right there. Look at that thing. There is a Phillips screwdriver or screw down there. So I grabbed a Phillips screwdriver to pull it out, thinking, I wonder what's going on in there. That they gave me that option. That's where the knurling comes in on these. That's so nice. Everything should be knurled. Well, that's because this thing, that weighs a ton. This is solid metal. Not really good metal, but solid metal, which added a ton of weight to the back end of this thing. So then it was, could I operate it without that? Yeah, I could. Stuff will get in there, but it changes the balance. When this thing is on there, it is noticeably heavier on the back end because that's a chunk of metal. I don't know if it's not even magnetic, whatever it is. 9 out of 10 people say it looks like metal. But anyway, so that's one thing. The bit carousel, well, if I do this as a dedicated screwdriver, I really don't even need it. If I look in there, the finish work, grab my light again, is not all that great. I don't know if we can see. Might be too bright. Maybe there, yeah. You can kind of see inside. Pretty crude manufacturing, but I guess that's what you get for your $12. Anyway, let's move to the front end. It looked odd up here. I thought, why did they put a bit holder on the front? It's a magnetic bit holder, kind of short, decent magnet, but I finally was able to dig up some reviews, and people said they had lost the magnet out of it. But I looked at this and thought, that looks like it should come out, and I pulled on it and it didn't come out. But it looks like it should come out, so I added some force, a pair of Knipex 300s, and I was able to pull this thing out. And when I looked in there, I could see, okay, this holds a bit, it looks like, using a ball detent right there. So I grabbed a bit, stuck it in there. Yeah, a little bit of play. I haven't even got to the ratcheting mechanism yet. So yeah, it will work there, but it's sure stuck in there. Can I use a standard bit holder? Because remember, this guy's a little tiny one. In fact, that's kind of a neat design. If it was made better, they could sell that as a separate tool. So when I get it figured out, there we go. I can put a standard, quick bit holder in there. What about a bit? So I can take one of the regular 1/4 inch long bits, find a place there, I can wedge that in. There we go. It's actually in there nice and snug, and it works well. To get it out, you're going to have to get your pliers and pull it, but it does go in and out. But that's where my idea for a dedicated bit driver comes in. Let's say, you're putting in, I don't know, outlets or something all day long, and you just need something. I would go with a longer shaft, but, whatever that's just a standard, constantly used one bit. When we talk about the ratcheting, you can see the gap here not that great. It's kind of stuffed on there with whatever this non-metal metal is. And when I count the clicks, I'm getting about 44, which isn't bad. 44 per rotation. It is the backwards one, so I slide it to the left and it tightens to the right, slide it to the right, tightens to the left. The lock up in the center without that, grab these again, without the extra bit holder in there, this is what it looks like. You know, there's a bit of slop there. And then of course that's amplified when you put something like this in there. Then it just increases the slop again. So here's what we've got there. Quite a bit. Overall, it's an interesting tool. I will definitely always grab my PB Swiss or my Snap-on. And for some reason, these are my favorite. And I had somebody in the comments asked me about that. Why would I grab a Snap-on? I mean, why would I grab a stubby like that when you can grab a full-size one? And I got this from an aircraft mechanic. This is a Snap-on T-handle long reach. And I was thinking, when do I grab these? A lot of appliance stuff, small stuff, electronics. I think it's a balance thing. It's a size in the hand where these are just, it just fits better than a full-size screwdriver. It's almost like this is pulling you further away from the workpiece. This is a little more intimate, getting into the area, and then the weight distribution. It just seems to be, you know, a little bit more natural to operate this thing and let it float in the palm. And so I could see, you know, if you're doing some precision work, moving to a tiny handle. Obviously, you get considerably less leverage, but you still get plenty of leverage for the bit sizes that you're usually using. I mean, if you're going down to, you know, having to turn something into a larger T-handle and really reef on it, well, I'll probably be cranking a socket or something. But anyway, back to this LENOX. That's what I would do with it, is I would recommend it for a dedicated job. Yes, it does come with some bits. Yes, you can use it as a, you know, a ratcheting screwdriver, just like you can one of these. Yes, it does have the option, you know, with that, not this one, this one here, to use a magnetic bit holder as well as, you know, a ball detent one. But as you can see, it's kind of marginal for the price. So this is one I would build towards a dedicated stubby when you just need it for that job, just like, you know, maybe a dedicated tool for something else. And I've done videos on dedicated tools. That's all they do in life, is that one job. I could see that for this. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. If you got experience with one of these, if you can see something I missed on it, certainly let me know. But otherwise, it's an interesting take on the stubby screwdrivers, but I'd certainly grab a PB Swiss or a Snap-on over it if I have that choice. And with that, Doc out.